Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I posted, but here I am again. Today I'm going to talk to you about, on the subject, are you sure you really want an XK8? In my case, I'm still very enamored with the car, but there have been some problems in just a short period of ownership. But I still love driving it, and I will tell you all about these things. Okay, the car I'm specifically talking about here is the 96 to 2006 Jaguar XK8s, and to some extent XKRs, although I don't have any experience with them. All of my previous Jaguar experience has been with an XJS, a 95 model with 6-cylinder. It wasn't in my possession very long. I had taken it on a loan, was planning to buy it, but circumstances didn't work out. So it was a nice old car. It was much more of a fixer-upper than this. When I first started my journey to purchasing an XK8, which I've been looking at them for a couple of years now, maybe a little bit longer, drooling over them, because it's a beautiful car. It really is. It fits perfectly well here in the garage with my classic Honda and my Royal Enfield. It just looks the part. They handle really good, but there have been some problems. Okay, when I first picked it up, as I showed in the first couple of videos, the quarter window here, the rear quarter light window, would not work properly. It would go part the way down and part the way up, but it wouldn't go all the way down. That turned out to be the window regulator. There's a series of there's a cable and a couple of pulleys that you have to replace in there. The pulleys are made out of plastic. Sometimes they'll crack when the car gets on. Like I said, this car has 90,000 miles on it. It's 20 years old. You have to be careful working on these things. One thing I will tell you right now, especially when you're having to remove body panels and stuff, be very careful with the plastics. These cars are beautifully appointed, but the plastics are very brittle. Don't think 20-year-old American car or 20-year-old Japanese car. Think 20-year-old Chinese moped brittle. Be very careful with the plastics. Seatbelt buckles snap, break all the pieces just from abuse. Matter of fact, I've replaced seatbelt buckles covers on this one. But, like I said, I had that. The other mechanical problem I've had fixed is I had to replace the brake light switch, which is kind of a pain. I'm a big guy, so for me to get under the dash, I went ahead and took the front seat out. Of course, you have to take the entire interior out to fix of the back on one side in order to fix the window regulator. And everything was going well after that. I've been driving it back and forth to work, and then a hydraulic hose burst up in the top on the latch, so I got the infamous Jaguar green shower. That is something that's considered a rite of passage. I had hoped that on the newer cars that problem would have been somewhat rectified, but apparently it wasn't. This one does have the 4.2 liter engine, which comes from the factory with the upgraded timing, chain, tensioners, and gears. If you get an older model with the 4.0 and you don't have a service history showing you that the cam chains and tensioners have been changed, then you need to go ahead and budget a couple $100 for valve cover gaskets so you can check them. And then, of course, if they haven't been changed, you're looking at another $700 to $1,000 for parts and tools. So if they don't have proof that the timing chain tensioners have been updated, keep that in mind while you're negotiating your purchase price. Another little thing I found on it, if I let the battery voltage get low, say I'm working on it and I have the doors open, the trunk open, or I'm messing around with something where I leave it switched on, and the battery gets weak, it'll start the car, but if the battery's not up to full voltage, it'll throw some kind of electronics fault on the dash. Most of the time it's a DSC fault, which is the dynamic stability control. Generally, once you run it a while and charge your battery back up and turn it off and start it back up, that goes away. I haven't had it not go away yet. So my solution for that is not to run the battery down when I'm not driving it. These cars are notorious for throwing faults if the battery is weak. Matter of fact, if you're getting strange intermittent electrical faults, check your battery connections and check your battery voltage. I did clean the map sensor, and I cleaned the throttle body. I gave that, and that helped a lot, especially after I took it out and gave it a good old Italian tune-up to help it relearn some parameters with the clean map sensor and throttle body. It's going to be a damn shame when they have flock cameras wall to wall down every street and you can't do these Italian tune-ups anymore. Oh well, we'll keep fighting that battle. But that's not for this channel. Like I said, it's been pretty good. It had the old navigation system in it, which was out of date and unable to be updated. And somebody had messed up the screen in this one terribly. So even if it had been updatable, I still would have had to at least replace the screen. So my solution with this, and I know some purists will gag, but I just pulled it out and made myself a cell phone mount to bolt in place of it. It gives me a way to use navigation, a way to play my music and everything. I kept the original stereo and stuff because it still sounds good. I just used a cassette adapter for the phone. This has got the 320 watt Alpine system in it, which really does work really well. So that being said, I'm happy enough with that. We do have, I'm cleaning it up, getting it detailed out. This car is a very nice driver. I'm getting it detailed out to go to a show next weekend. I'm going to put it in the import class. I don't really expect it to win, but you know what? I don't care. I go to these things for fun and usually just support whatever charitable cause they're having. So that's kind of it for now. I will be doing more motorcycle content, and I'll be doing more car content. I'll be doing whatever I feel like. I feel like I kind of painted myself into a corner with the vintage motorcycle stuff. And that's not everything I'm all about. I got all kinds of shop projects going. I got a couple more restorations finished. I'm riding and going to events. Probably won't be doing as much national traveling. There'll be a lot more local stuff in my future for now. So that's kind of it. Like I said, as far as doing different types of projects, this channel is not really a money maker for me. I get help from WeBike, and I urge you to support them, but that's mainly in the form of parts and tool supplies. But please go support WeBike if you can. If you need motorcycle parts, they're still the best source, and it's not just Japanese parts. It's Japanese, European, British, and even Harley Davidson, Vespa, all kinds of parts they have on their website for you. But I will give you an example of my thinking. One of my favorite channels on YouTube and kind of an inspiration for me is the channel Cars and Cameras. Now these two guys, they actually started out working on one of them's truck, and they messed around with the truck and the cars and stuff. But now they're primarily considered a go-kart and mini bike channel. They still occasionally do stuff with cars, and it's fun to watch. I don't care. I don't think I should be pigeonholed to one thing. I'll start doing more product reviews too. As a matter of fact, I discovered something when I was polishing the chrome on this vehicle. I decided to try something different. I have always used Mother's Mag and aluminum polish. And it works on chrome too. And I've always used it mainly because it's what's been available at my favorite local auto parts store. My flaps, as you would call it, favorite local auto parts store. But the Flips did such a good job on these chrome wheels and stuff that I think about trying it more, and I've thought about gathering up several different polishing compounds and doing a comparison test. So if anybody would be interested in seeing that, let me know in the comments below. If you watched this long, thank you for sitting and watching the ramblings of a guy who's just having fun with life and having fun on YouTube. God has been good to me. My wife has been good to me. So we got all this going. My job has been good to me. My employment circumstances have changed recently, and that is a much better situation. I'll give God credit for that one too. But please like and subscribe. It'll help the channel, help me get into more eyes and more ears. And as always, keep riding, keep wrenching, and stay crazy.